This week on the Steam Machine Podcast.
Colonel, this is Snake. Welcome to the Steam Machine Podcast. Cue the music.
Little part that I'm going to edit out before I say, hey, everybody, and all that. I guarantee you when I'm doing editing for this, I am going to do that part over and over until I get it right enough that I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it didn't sound very good on the Discord, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know you can do better.
You can do better.
I'm also didn't want to blow y'all's ears out trying to do it.
You should leave that in.
No, we have a stinger now.
Oh, shit, we do. We should leave that in as one of the
Just leave it in.
Stinger's part of the stinger.
Just leave it in. Just don't move. Just leave it in. You'll be fine. Just don't move. It's all good. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Steam Machine Podcast. My name is Dalton, and joining me, as always, is one half of the Destructo Bros.
One half of the Destructo Bros? It's me, Willie.
And also joining me, as per usual, is the one, the only, YouTube man himself, Mr. Team Retrogue. Mick, how you doing, bud?
So apparently David Hayter at one point was on Cameo, but he is no longer on Cameo.
Yeah, man, I found that out, and I was like, damn it. So I tweeted him, and I was like, hey, man, I just need an intro, and I will pay you. I was going to give him, upwards of $50.
Give you $14.
I'd be like, dude, I'll give you $50 to give me an intro to the podcast, just because how cool that would be. Because I still have the memory of him guesting on Factory Sealed when they did their Metal Gear 2 episode. And when Eric was like, all right, let's ask some questions. And he goes, this first one comes in from Dalton Suter. And David Hayter goes, Dalton Suter. In Snake's voice, I about came my pants. It was
I remember you talking about that.
We should have gone for Paul Eiding, the guy who voices the Colonel, because they got him to do the Retsu Prey podcast's intro. So he's probably accessible.
Fucking
What's
hell.
his name?
Paul Eiding.
I don't know how to spell
No, you know,
Eiding.
I should have hit up Snake from Metal Gear 5.
Oh, yeah, that's a cheap one.
Paul Eiding is only $50. We could have gotten him to do an intro.
Damn. Who was it that did it in, who was he in 5? It's that actor guy.
Oh, I'm just going to let you swim now. Let's see if you can figure it out.
Oh.
You might need to narrow it down a little bit there, Dalton.
Oh, dude. No one fucking was happy about it. Fuck.
Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland. They replaced David Hayter with Kiefer Sutherland, and then Snake proceeded to talk way less in that game, probably because they didn't want to pay Kiefer Sutherland. Fucking weird, man. Fucking weird. But anyway.
Kiefer Sutherland is not on Cameo at all.
Yeah,
He doesn't even have an account.
Pretty sure Kiefer Sutherland just works at a Target somewhere now or something.
I
haven't heard about that guy in forever.
24-hour Target?
Do those still exist?
Willie got it!
That was a cute one. I liked it.
It's fucking wild to me. I know you made a joke, but I'm going to be serious here if I could be serious for a moment. Willie, I'm just quoting Lance Storm. If I could be serious for a minute.
I know. Yeah.
I find it wild that Walmart during COVID realized that if they close overnight, they save a lot of fucking money. So they just were like, yeah, we're not going to be 24 hours anymore.
After COVID.
Yeah, but I missed going there when it was 3 a.m. and no one else was there.
Loved it. It was one of my
no one else was there.
favorite things to do was go in there stoned as hell at 1:32 in the morning and buy some donuts out of the bakery.
Yeah. I would just go there because nothing else was happening. And it's it's a quiet, almost liminal place. It was nice.
Yeah, there is nothing more peaceful outside of nature than a closed department store. I remember...
It's vaguely poetic, dude.
No, because I remember working Toys R Us and having to go in at 4 a.m. and open the doors and turn the alarm off and try to pretend that I knew how to open up the registers when I was never trained for it. That was fun. But there was, just walking around an empty store with no music playing. It kind of a calm before the storm type of deal. It's just...
It's funny
it's
that
just,
Toys R Us would be a place that feels like that. Because I would be afraid of all the stores in the world that Toys R Us would Night at the Museum be.
No, it's just... I don't know. It was just a peaceful calmness before the chaos. Like, I would... In Star Trek The Next Generation, at the end of The Best of Both Worlds Part 1, Captain Picard is walking around the ship in the middle of the night, right before a fight with the Borg, and he runs into Guinan, Whoopi Goldberg's character, and Guinan says, "You couldn't sleep," and he said, "No, it's something of a tradition, captain touring the ship before the start of a battle." And Guinan said, "If I remember the tradition correctly, it's the start of a hopeless battle." And that's kind of how I felt opening up Toys R Us, especially during Christmas time. I felt like I was touring my ship before the beginning of a hopeless battle.
That's hardcore, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was actually some really cool shit.
I didn't mean for it to go that way. Sorry to...
No, I actually really enjoyed that.
Oh.
I tell you, when I worked for Coca-Cola, going into Walmart before it opened and just working, it's weird though in Walmart because there's already like 150 people in there, but they're just all working.
Yeah.
So there's still like murmurs and stuff, but suddenly the music kicks on louder and you just start hearing like a wall of sound. And it's just the waves of people coming into Walmart at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning or whatever it is. It's pretty nuts, dude. Same with Target.
I remember working at Black Friday and going in like dirt early to set up the store, and just like we'd have the morning meeting and we'd get the manager pep talk, and then we'd all take our stations, and then the doors open and you just see them all, and you're just watching as just a flood of people come in. It's not like this anymore. Just a flood of people come in, and man, it's the only like comparison I can really make to what that felt like is in Lord of the Rings, when the armies are coming, like when the army's marching toward the area that needs to be defended, Gondor, I think, if I remember correctly. Or
like 300 when those dudes are just bracing for that massive army coming, just like
yeah. Like, you're just watching them, these parents charge towards you, and I'm not gonna lie, it's terrifying. It was terrifying. Like I said, it's not like that anymore because we have the internet now, but still.
Especially here in America, man, like fucking people would kill other people over some toys and shit.
Oh yeah. We almost had a bunch of parents, like, try to attack us because we were sold out of Nintendo Wii on release day.
Oh, Wii was a crazy one. Yeah.
Man, the trauma.
That's just that, because that is exactly when I was old enough to be on the adult side of wanting something, but also knowing how everyone else wanted it and looking at the headlines and being like, oh.
Maybe I'll wait a week or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I was lucky enough to get one just because I worked there.
But... Mick's like, please ring me up before we open. Please ring me up before we open. Please ring me up before.
Oh no, they did. They let us, they let us buy our units, and we locked them in the security booth with our receipts and our names on them before the horde came in that day. We had to, and then we had to have nondescript bags to carry them out in.
So you didn't get fucking robbed, yeah? I bet.
Yeah. Oh man,
walk out with a Sega bag, no one cares.
I can't believe that I'm talking about something that was 20 years ago.
Yeah?
I'm just imagining you carried it out in a bag that would be less stealable, like Tiffany.
Right?
It's just Gucci. Don't worry about it.
Right.
It's not a Nintendo, I promise.
Fucker's got like a Prada bag. It's just...
To this day, I have PTSD from that, to the point where, like, if I buy...
PTSD.
If I buy a major... I'm ignoring you, Willie. If I buy a major console or something
That's
expensive, like... I walk out, I hold it with both hands, I, like, walk quickly to my car. Nobody fucking gives a shit. There's Switch 2s everywhere. Why am I protecting this thing?
Because you've been through a war, sir.
Yeah, I've been through
This is my rifle. There are many other like it, but this one's mine.
Yes! Yes! That's the fucking mentality. What is wrong with me?
Oh, man. What you boys been up to? What you been playing? Let's start with Willie. What you been up to, man?
Oh, man. So I had a pretty busy couple weeks. I finally got back into doing some deliveries last week, and it was doing really, really good. And then I got pretty bad bursitis of the heel the next week. And so then I've just been kind of in a crummy mood. I've ripped my contact lenses open, but thankfully I was able to get an appointment to get it, to get new ones made 2 days from then. And they were able to give me, a pair to wear around in the meantime. So I've got that going for me, so at least I have this one pair of contact lenses I can wear. And I did have them make glasses and stuff for me, so I'll be able to pick all that up next week. Let's see. The Kentucky Derby ran today. It was a pretty interesting one. Everyone thought Renegade looked like they were going to win it because he looked like he was going to be the first horse to win it from the number one post. He actually was really strong. And at the end, the winner, whose name I'm blanking on because I'm an idiot, ended up coming through.
Question. Number one post, is that the one closest to the inner circle?
Yes, the innermost post.
Yeah.
It's the one that theoretically should be the best one, but it never wins.
It's interesting.
I guess in part because you probably get crowded out the gate. I mean, I'm not an expert, but, that's how it goes.
I find this all very, horse racing is fascinating to me. I will never go and spend money on it because of how I am in Grand Theft Auto Online. Because
understandable,
I will sit there and go through $100,000 in Grand Theft Auto Online money to then make $200,000 and then spend $150,000 to make $150,000. There's just it's a vicious.
And that's in a game that has an actual method that you can use to make money in it. Whereas in the real world, it's pretty random. Crazy. Yeah. Random as far as we know. Yeah. There are probably experts out there that can make smart picks. It just ain't us. There was a game I found that I really enjoyed and actually wanted to share with you guys. Let me get the URL to it.
This is the one first. You made us promise we wouldn't play during the show.
Yes. This game is such a cool idea for a game that I figured as soon as I told you about it, you might want to start playing it. Just promising you write down the URL and play it later. But basically it is kind of like Minesweeper, but with RPG elements.
Okay.
So it's called Dragonsweeper, and I thought Dalton might like that name because it sounds kind of like a wrestling move, although I don't think that's intentional.
Sounds like a Pokemon move too, quite frankly.
Yeah, it does. So the website is DanielBen, that's DanielBen .itch.io/Dragonsweeper, altogether is one word. And how it plays is like this. Okay, so the goal is you play as this knight named Jorge. You start off with 5 hit points, and in the very center of the board there's a dragon that's the only it's like a Minesweeper type grid, and the only one turned upside up is the dragon, who has 13 health. And so if you were to click the dragon, you'd lose 13 health, you'd immediately lose the game. Your goal was to defeat the dragon, and how that works is there's also a little crystal ball, and you click that and it reveals a little diamond of squares. So there are 9 mines on the board, and the mines are like mines in Minesweeper. Each mine has 100 damage, so you can never be strong enough to beat a mine by fighting it. So if you see a square that just has a 100 on it, a blank square that says 100, that means one of the bordering squares is a mine and everything else is clear. Everything else, though, is monsters that have different values. And so there's monsters that have there's rats that have 1 health, and if you fight that, you clear the monster, you take 1 damage, but you gain 1 experience point. You gain 4 experience points, you can level Jorge up, and he heals all the way back up and gains a half of a heart. Then if you continue doing that and level him up again, now you have 6 total hearts, and so on and so forth. So your goal is to keep gaining strength by clearing out the board using your calculations by the number shows so if there was a 101 on a square, that means one of the adjacent ones is a 100-point mine, and one of them is a 1-point rat. And you kind of use Minesweeper type logic to figure out what contains what. But there are also special monsters that have their own traits. There's a gazer that turns things into a question mark instead of an exact number, so you can't see the adjacent squares, which one has the gazer in it. Or there's a mimic that it sometimes looks like a treasure chest, but if you click the treasure chest, it's an 11 strength monster. So it's like the strongest monster that isn't the dragon.
Huh. I might have to...
And then there's also like healing potions and treasure chests to give you experience points too. And so the goal is basically to figure out a way to manage, to do the math well enough that you can figure out, where things are, but otherwise to manage your risk and try to find a path to take to find stuff enough that you can hit a high enough level to have 13 health and fight the dragon.
I'm going to have to send that to my brother, because he's the only person I ever saw play Minesweeper and know what he was doing and beat it. Because he's a math man. He loves math. He enjoys doing it. So I'll have to send him Dragon Sweeper and see what he thinks of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I found it really addictive, and there's bonus achievements you can try to go for, like winning it without killing any of the rats, for instance, which are the main 1-point monsters. And then there's a monster called the Lovers, which is Romeo and Juliet, and each of them are a level 9 monster, but if you beat them, they drop a full heal scroll. So if you get to level 9 and you kill one of them, 9 experience points and a heal immediately. You're pure profit,
Interesting.
And so learning what each of the monsters does is kind of part of the game. And there's a little Monsterpedia you can look at that tells you at least how many of each kind of monster is left and how much power they have. It's fun. It's just got enough to learn that it feels really vibrant every time. It's kind of got a roguelike type of feel to it in that sense.
I was going to say that it reminded me of a roguelike, the way you were describing the monster placement and stuff. I'm picturing NetHack in my head.
Yeah, it's kind of like a roguelike Minesweeper, essentially. It's really cool. I like it.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it even has music and sound, and the sound is really satisfying. Very 8-bit.
Very 8-bit. Very evil.
Minehausen.
Sweeperhausen. So anything else, brother?
Let's see. Nah, that's about it. That's all I had.
Alrighty then. Mick, what you been up to, man? What you been playing?
A couple of things in between the chaos that is my life currently. So I went back to Final Fantasy XIV just a little bit, just because a new patch dropped and a new expansion was announced. So I decided, I should probably at least keep myself as up to date as possible. So I updated some of my gear. I got my crafters updated with more modern gear. Just kind of mindless stuff. I did a little bit of fishing. I didn't go too crazy just yet. But I do need to finish upgrading my artifact weapon. I don't know why. I feel the need to, but I am. Other than that, I'm a little bit stalled on Clair Obscur because my brain muscle
dude, just do it.
Won't let me go and fight the paintress.
Just do it.
Dude, I'm kind of with you in that I keep almost playing it and then I'm like, oh, I'm just so close to making big progress. I'm pretty damn close to the paintress on my file too, and I'm just like,
See, I thought about taking a little bit of time this week to do it, but every spare moment that I had to do any type of gaming whatsoever, I was either playing 14 or the game for the episode, so it just kind of didn't happen. But I don't know what it is that's keeping me from going to this fight. I think I don't know. It's some odd subconscious mind block, just in the fact that
Dalton trying to beat Final Fantasy VIII is back.
And it's not an I don't want it to end situation. It's more of a this is what everybody is fighting for, and this is the moment that everybody's been working up to. And now that it's here, I'm just kind of okay, now what? I guess we gotta go and do this at some point, maybe.
You have no idea.
No, I don't.
The ride that you're in for.
And that's another reason, because I feel like I need some time to sit down and play it on the big screen.
Yeah, you ought to save that for the next time we play a short game or something like that you don't have to put a lot of time into.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of got this thing too where I've got this reverse backlog now where the last few games we played I almost finished, and so I want to beat Black Labyrinth and a Medieval, and then Clair Obscure, and then Chained Echoes, and then Like a Dragon. Like, I've got so much stuff that I want to...
Echoes. I forgot I need to beat that game. I'm stalled on that game, too.
Because I was really deep into all of those games, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm stalled on that game, too.
But man, I was like actually playing one of those, guess the game from the screenshot thing, and I actually got Chained Echoes on the very first one because I recognized the shape of the treasure chests.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Dude, the one you sent the other day, I just laughed.
I can't believe you got that. That was amazing.
So funny. Willie's like, I can't believe I got this or whatever, and he sends the screenshot of it. He's like, can either of you guess what this is from? And I'm like, is that Tomb Raider? And you're just like,
it was Tomb Raider 1. Yeah. It's like, apparently we both really just recognize how the PS1 did weird distorted textures.
I was like, I've seen that cave texture a lot in my life. That's got to be Tomb Raider.
Yeah. It was like unmistakable to me. Like when I was typing it, I was like 60-ish% sure, and I never played Tomb Raider 1. It's fucking crazy.
I don't know how you'd like it, but I know how you...
I liked Tomb Raider 2 more than I expected to, while still the main problems I had were with the remaster. So, it is what it is. I still have a soft spot for Laura.
That's fair. Me too.
No, you have a hard spot for her.
I have a hard and a soft spot for her, yeah. It's funny that you mentioned 14, Mick, because I've been like thinking about getting some 11 in.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know why. I've just been like, man, I'm craving that skybox.
I think it's because you saw that skybox on your way home from work one day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice pick, yeah.
Yeah, Mick had to talk shit.
I always love when people get a picture of a sky and it's like, oh shit, that looks just like the Quake sky, or that looks just like the Kingdom Hearts sky. And it's like, wow, it really does. How the hell did you do that?
Yeah, and Mick had to talk shit when I'm like, look at this fucking Final Fantasy 11 skybox in 4K. And he's like, that looks a lot better than the Final Fantasy skybox. I'm like, fuck you, I said it's in 4K. Like,
I mean, I think when you sent that picture of walking outside of your job, and you said, oh, there's a Final Fantasy 11 skybox out tonight, I says, yeah, and it looks about as populated as Final Fantasy 11 too.
That's right, you did have a pretty good dunk on that.
I love that game's just big and vast. There's just not a lot going on in it, man. That's something I love about it.
I mean,
it's calming.
I mean, you're not wrong. Tyler talks very, very fondly of that game.
Yeah, Dave does too.
Yeah.
You should go back in time in Tadpog and go find the 2-parter that they did about Final Fantasy 11 with Miller, because that's really entertaining. And actually the server that I play on is because Miller played on that server, and when I joined he gave me 1,000,000 gil.
Nice.
Hashtag more Miller, hashtag more Gil.
Hashtag more Miller.
Huh.
That was one of the first
that's cool.
I believe I found Tadpog through searching for son of a bitch, Illusion of Gaia. And then saw that they did Final Fantasy 11 episodes and was like, no shit, and listened to it and was like, oh, these are my boys.
So that's how.
And it's funny too that that's kind of a similar. It's a similar that how people find our show too. Is they like find an episode and they're like, okay, I'm actually enjoying these vibes, because it's like I do care about this game, but now I'm just into the vibe, and I'm like, that's so cool, because that's how I was. A lot of people were with Tadpog. Actually, I found Tadpog because I knew Paul and he guested on an episode, and I listened to it. I'm like, this shit's funny, and I want to hear more of these guys.
That's like Mick and I were having a discussion the other night on mic, but not on recording.
Yeah, we were just hanging out,
and I was talking about our analytics, and I was like, our numbers were at a certain point, and then we got that mention on Lave Radio, and since then we've had 100 listens per episode at least. And I'm like, so that's that many more people that came because they mentioned us doing that. They listened to the Elite Dangerous episode and then were like, yo, I dig these guys, and they stuck around. So if you are one of those people, thank you. We appreciate you sticking around.
It still blows my mind that that is the premier podcast of a massive game, and the fact that they found our 100 to 1,000 listener show and listened to us and wanted to give us a shout out, just it feels incredible.
Yeah, super cool, man.
Because I had heard of those guys, I didn't think they had heard of us.
Right? In a much smaller vein, but it reminds me of the time that I was just in a town in Florida or near me, 3 or 4 towns over, and I go into a gas station and this dude goes, yo, aren't you on YouTube? And I was like, yes, I am. He's like, yeah, you're Dalton, right? And I'm like, yes, oh shit, yes, you actually have seen me. It's not just another fat guy with glasses on YouTube. Like, yes, you know me. Yeah. He's like, yeah, man, I love your stuff.
Wow.
That's
fucking
awesome.
A, small world.
Fuck a bee. It's got more holes.
Oh, dude. I saw an anatomy of a bee the other day, and like where their stinger is at is called the bum, and the rest of it is the bulby. Anyway,
Interesting.
Mick, you shaved. So what else has been going on with you? Any other games? Any other things you need to talk about before I start yo-ho-hoing?
Yo-ho-hoing.
A pirate's windy life
right,
for him.
Right. Yo-ho-hoing. Yes.
He's got a shanty or two to share with us.
Let's see. Final Fantasy 14.
And this time we're not just talking about stealing video games online.
Final Fantasy 14, game for the show. I had stuff, but it's left my mind.
Yeah, there were a couple things I wrote down, and then there's a couple things I meant to write down, and then I wrote down literally nothing for this episode. I have no physical notes this time around.
There was another game I played that I really wanted to talk about, and I've lost it. I guess it was...
Like, I'm pretty sure I thoroughly talked about Tech Age on the last episode, so I have nothing new to share on that one.
Yeah, no, I lost it. It's gone. Whee!
Then I will start off with my section by thanking our buddy Flyin Brian. I didn't see this for like 3 or 4 days, unfortunately, and I feel real bad. But like, I check my notifications very rarely on Steam, so I look and it's like, you have a gift from Brian, and I'm like, oh shit, what did Brian get me? And I looked, and he got me Helldivers 2.
Oh shit! No kidding.
I was like, oh. So I installed it. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play some with him. But I am going to kill some robots and aliens for democracy.
Democracy.
Oh,
seriously, Helldivers is exactly if you took Deep Rock Galactic and the movie of Starship Troopers and put them together into one thing.
Yeah, I heard it. The game is just dumb fun.
Yeah.
So like, I really look forward, and I like that too. That like, there is a big overarching enemy that literally everyone is fighting against.
Yeah.
Like, I find that very fun, that it's like, did y'all ever play those clicker games back in the day where like everybody who was playing it in the world was clicking to take out one thing and it took forever?
Realm of the Mad God? Was that one of them?
I don't know. I have that in my Steam library, but I've never actually played it. But just, I don't know. I guess the entirety of the game working together for a common goal. Let's put it that way. Where it's like the big bad, there's an actual number, and you guys have to work to try to take that out and stuff. And you may fail, you may win. And if you win, it's a win for democracy. And if you fail, then you're America. So I've also been delving back a little bit into Idol Slayer, which is just a fun little idle game where, you know, you can click to do things, but you can also just let it, idle. It's quite fun. It's the one that like I think it was like 2 years ago, just randomly had an Attack on Titan crossover, which was interesting to play. Played a little Skate. They added Dark Slides and stuff, so that game's coming along nicely. Played a little Crimson Desert. That game just gets more ridiculous the more that I get into it and the more that I learn about it. I've seen videos where people caught 100 bees and then walked into a tavern and just released all the bees in the tavern and watched the chaos unfold because everyone reacted like there were bees in there.
Nice.
Oh, you're muted, Willie.
Yeah, I hit the button and it didn't unmute. I was going to say, that's classic MMORPG in the best way.
Yeah.
I saw my sound wave and I'm like, that didn't sound.
Yeah, Crimson Desert, like, its conceptuality started as an MMO, and then they were like, now let's make this a single player. And there's a lot of stuff like that just carries over. One thing that I found interesting that I saw is that this dude caught a bunch of fish and then went and released them into a pond that had no fish, and the fish created an ecosystem.
See if they'd make like an ecosystem?
They did.
That's awesome!
And I'm like, what fucking dev thought of that shit? And they just were like, yeah, let's implement that. Why not? That's wild to me, dude. So like, that game's just got so much depth. Like, good on Pearl Abyss. Like, they really did a good job with that. And that, for that being their first single-player game, I think they knocked it out of the park. Played a little bit more of Digimon Story Time Stranger. Just been chipping away at that little by little. I felt like playing a monster game. And then...
I still would love to play a Digimon game for the show. I feel like Cyber Sleuth or whatever, or Digimon World is one we wouldn't probably do. Or unless you already... I think you did them.
We did...
Because you did the one with Nanimon on it.
Yeah, we did Cyber Sleuth. Back in the Ryan era, so that's prime for a redo because I did not beat that. So
Okay, cool.
I would love to.
So it's in your Final Fantasy VIII pile, where you didn't beat it while Ryan was around.
Yes.
Wait, did you beat Final Fantasy VIII while Ryan was still on the show?
Did we redo?
Because I know that was well, no, that was just a common thing you guys talked about a lot, is that you'd never beaten Final Fantasy VIII.
I never beat Final Fantasy VIII until we did it for the show. So I don't remember if that was with you guys or with
so you
Ryan.
did do it for the show. You didn't do 8 with us. You did 7 with us.
Okay, then yeah, I would have done 8. Now I'm questioning, did I think we did 8, because I know Ryan really likes 8 too. So listeners, I don't feel like looking
I
it
know
up.
you've been a long time 8 like defender.
Yeah, it was my first Final Fantasy, let me put it that way, and it's my favorite. Because honestly, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but the reason that I liked 8 a lot more when I was younger was because it looked way fucking better than 7.
Hey, you got something coming in on your codec.
Colonel. Yeah, they're trying to say, get on with the fucking episode.
Colonel, why are you talking about Korean MMORPGs that are single-player games?
Single-player games?
A Crimson Desert?
Crimson Desert. So the only other game that I've been playing, other than 2K26, that's a given. Like basically any week that we're talking, yes, I've played some of my wrestling game. Like that's just a given. But I had heard about a game and was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. And then I heard the boys on Dropped Frames I heard Ko go into detail about it, and I'm like, okay, let me go see how much it costs. And it was not expensive, so I'm like, okay. So I went and got Windrose, which I already love the band Windrose. So I was like, all right, so what's this game Windrose about? Now, there is a specific listener that I'm going to say this to. Jeff, Windrose is what you and I were hoping Skull and Bones was going to be. Windrose, you create your pirate, you start off on an island, kind of like any survival adventure game. And you do your little crafting to the point where you can get a little boat, and then you can make your way to a couple surrounding islands, and you end up doing quests, and you fix up a ship, and then you have your ship. And then you realize how big this game actually fucking is. Because it's just a big-ass ocean with, I think, 60 islands right now in early access. And the ship combat's smooth. It's fun. The combat on foot is smooth and fun. Plethora of items and resources to find. I have so much shit that when I finally decide to go to Tortuga, which is what I need to do for quests, I just haven't yet. When I finally decide to sail down to Tortuga, I have a lot of shit to sell to like merchants or smugglers, different things like that. But my favorite part of the entire game, and this is so silly but true, is when you're sailing and you're not in combat, you can hold Y and your crew will start to sing shanties.
That which is cool. And
they're fantastic too. Like they're really, really well done. And it's not just them singing. Like sometimes you'll hear like doom, doom, like they're stomping on the deck and stuff like that to make percussion. Oh, it's really, really a fun game, man. It plays like any other like Enshrouded or I want to say Ark, but it's way more fucking polished.
Survival-ish, like crafting.
Survival crafting, yeah, survival crafting, but with pirates.
You sold me. You know that's the type of game I like.
Yeah, and fucking Blackbeard and shit's in the game. Like it's fucking sweet. I am having an absolute blast with it. I've put 16 hours in it so far, and I'm having a really, really good time with it.
Nice.
16 hours on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of fun.
He did that.
Yo ho ho and a fun. Well, listen, do me a favor, you boys. Vamp for a second while I go drain the pipes, and then we can get into Metal Gear.
Oh, dude, we can vamp, we can fortune, we can do anything.
So I really, really am upset that I can't remember the game that I've been playing.
Yeah, I get you on that. I feel like I had a second thing, too, that I wanted to bring up, and it left me before we even got close to recording time, because I really did end up binging the game for the show later on, for reasons we'll talk about on the show.
And that's kind of part of why I forgot, because I just started playing Metal Gear, and it was kind of game over after that.
Yeah. So the mission failed, fishing mailed.
Yeah, well, that's... And I fell off of Metal Gear for a little bit. I went back to 14. But there was an odd in-between that I'm just completely blanking on.
I like that 14 and in-between kind of rhyme.
I mean,
this is the juice I'm cooking with right now. I'm so sorry.
I did play a little bit of a game that I might want us to do for the show, but I don't know that I played it enough that I was going to bring it up on the show, but I guess I will now. This game is called Ball Pit.
Oh, yeah, Ball X Pit. I mean, it's probably pronounced Ball Pit, but I see, it's like Hunter x Hunter. You don't pronounce the X, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So, that is a game where you start as a warrior, but you can play other classes. And what you do is you end up going down into a pit. And it's basically an on rails, like you're shooting balls at enemies to defeat them, and the balls have physics. You could aim them a certain way. I usually just set it to auto fire, and I just go. I just tend to go ham, and then you get upgrades as you go. So like you get lasers, you can get like poison tips on your balls, and oh wow, that sounds horrible. Poison tips on your balls.
I was just trying to imagine what a tipped ball is.
Maybe poison coating on your balls.
Okay, that makes more sense.
and you get spiked balls. It's a lot of.
Okay, now you can tip those.
There's a lot of balls. You really need to have a lot of balls in order to play it. So I don't know. I mean, I've only played a little bit of it. But it's kind of got its hooks in me a little bit. Like if I just need to play something, if I only have like 10 minutes or so.
Oh, is it a short run game like Devil Daggers or something like that?
It's kind of roguelite-y. But in between, you can also, like, as you're playing, you get resources to like rebuild a town, and so you can get like so you can like I have a couple of farms. And I actually just got a blueprint for the sheriff's office. So there's like, yeah, you can build a town in between. Speaking of building a town in between,
Zeta Jones.
Speaking of building a town in between, Dalton, how was the town that you built in the toilet made of your piss?
Oh, fantastic, bro! I've been holding that since we started the Patreon section. I drink a lot of liquid during the day at work, between Diet Pepsi to caffeinate me and just bottles of water down the hatch to keep myself hydrated. Because you wouldn't think, but dude, I put in a lot of steps in that little fucking place. I need to get a step counter because I'm willing to bet I put in more than I would think. But yeah, so anyway,
you don't have like a watch for your phone or anything, huh?
No,
like a Fitbit or a.
No, I'm not that fancy.
Yeah, because usually I have my Apple Watch, but
yeah, I'm not an Apple boy.
Yeah, but you could get. I don't know. Keep an eye on your local like video game stores. You might be able to get like a Galaxy or a something like that cheap.
I've looked it up.
Oh, I did.
Oh, go ahead, Willie.
Oh, go ahead. No, you do. Please, absolutely. I need a little bit more time.
I'll say I've looked up before, like those. Did you say I think they're called Fitbits?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like whenever I looked it up, it was out of my price range at the time. I don't know if they've gone up or down since then, but this has been a few years ago.
I think they've gone down, and you have to keep in mind, there's a lot, like, tech right before all this Rampocalypse stuff moved very fast to the point where, like, there's probably stuff that would be obsolete for most people that you would be like, oh, this is just fine.
That's true, because I'm not like, I don't need cutting edge. I just need something that works.
Yeah, exactly. So you could probably get like a last gen Fitbit at this point and just be like, yeah, I got a thing now. Although I also think the mere act of having your phone in your pocket and having the health stuff turned on will also track your steps.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is like I just need to turn that stuff on. I had it on my old phone when I was working for Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But I haven't done it on this one. But yeah, so we played.
So
oh, Willie. Yes.
Sorry, I just remembered one other thing I found that I thought was really fun. Which there's a website called guessthee.game, and it's a daily thing where you guess the game from screenshots. It's where I got the one from Tomb Raider, right?
Yes.
But they also have guess the game from the bad description that they've been doing daily, and I kind of wanted to run a couple of those by you guys and see how you did.
Okay.
Ooh, we're playing a game?
An immigrant's pursuit of the American dream is constantly derailed by aggressive invitations to indoor sports.
Repeat that one more time.
An immigrant's pursuit of the American dream is constantly derailed by aggressive invitations to indoor sports.
Final Fantasy X?
That's a good guess. Or Nick, you have anything?
Indoor sports?
American
Yes.
Dream.
What are some indoor sports that might help you think?
Ball? Is it Super Dodgeball?
It is not. The answer we were looking for is Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh, Nico! You want the cousin?
My cousin, you want to go bowling?
Cousin, do you want to go bowling?
Exactly.
See, I never played. Actually, I didn't really play any Grand Theft Autos.
You will at some point. They got to come up for the show at some point. They're just culturally, we need to do at least one or two of them.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with Vice City and San Andreas.
I was gonna say, you know what game I actually wouldn't mind doing for the show? Fallout New Vegas.
Oh,
yeah, I really do think that's got to be on the deck.
I mean, it does work on the Steam Deck.
I hope you guys set up the community patch so it doesn't do what turned Jeff off of it all those years ago.
Yeah, well, Jeff gets turned off by a lot of stuff. Oh, and by the way, due to popular demand of our listeners really, really, really loving to hear this on every single episode, fuck you, Jeff. Watch South Park.
I'm going to do one more from the poorly described games thing, and I'm going to let us go back to the show. An elderly billionaire uses his mobility aid as a deadly weapon to hoard more wealth instead of
DuckTales.
That is correct. It is DuckTales.
Fantastic.
Yep, I got it at that exact point too. I didn't even need to finish the sentence when I read it.
No, dude,
DuckTales for the NES.
You got to do that. You got to do the hat trick. Hit us with one more.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
It's the rule of three.
Rule of threes. Ooh, this one actually took me 2 rounds, so I'll give you the first round and the second round. First round. A broken physics engine tech demo where the bugs are considered features and you ruin people's day.
Untitled Goose Game?
That was what I thought too. That was actually my first guess as well.
Not right?
Oh, excuse me.
Nope. Mick, you got something for that one?
Say it one more time.
A broken physics engine tech demo where the bugs are considered features and you ruin people's day.
See, the ruin people's day throws me off. Because I would have said...
Do you want me to go to...
I would have said The Incredible Machine.
No, hold on.
Okay, interesting.
Before you go to the second one, I want one more volley. Gary's mod.
No, you're right. Gary's mod was what I typed, actually, not Untitled Goose Game. It wasn't Gary's mod either, though.
Damn. Okay.
But yeah, because I thought Gary's mod, because I thought about trolling in Trouble in Terrorist Town, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, here's the second round. This is the one I got it from. You play as an unstoppable force of nature whose primary goal is to ruin a neighborhood barbecue and get hit by trucks.
Repeat that one more time.
You play as an unstoppable force of nature whose primary goal is to ruin a neighborhood barbecue and get hit by trucks.
It's a Goat Simulator?
Goat Simulator is correct.
I never would have gotten that.
God damn it. How did I not get that the first time?
I'm with you, because like it was really obvious after I thought about the barbecue and getting hit by trucks.
Fucking hell.
I've never even played Goat Simulator, but yeah, that sounds like exactly how I view that game.
100%, dude. All right. Well, speaking of games, we played a game for the show, and we played Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty.
I thought we played Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance.
Well, technically, it was the re-release. I'll explain that here in a second, goddammit.
It really doesn't matter for our purposes, because we played Sons of Liberty for the show.
Yes. The obligatory Wikipedia bullshit. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty is a 2001 action-adventure stealth game developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan and published by Konami for the PlayStation 2. It is the 4th Metal Gear game, despite the name, produced by Hideo Kojima, the 7th overall game in the series.
Wait, how's it the 7th in the series?
Well, you had Metal Gear for the
Acid?
NES.
Yeah, there's Metal Gear 1 and 2. There's Metal Gear Acid, probably. What else is there?
PSP?
No, that would have been after this.
Oh, you know what? VR Missions, probably.
Sure?
VR Missions was a game on PS1.
There was also, I think there might have been Game Boy titles.
There was a Game Boy version of Metal Gear Solid 1 that was a different game from Metal Gear Solid 1. That might be the other one. And Metal Gear Acid was a Game Boy game as well, which is the other one I was thinking of.
Okay. So then that might be what it is. But this is a sequel to Metal Gear Solid.
Correct.
Right.
Takes place, what,
game,
4 years after?
Yeah.
The first part takes place 2 years after, and then the second part takes place 2 years after that.
Yeah, correct.
After Shadow Moses. This game originally released on November 13th, 2001, while an expanded edition titled Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance was released the following year for Xbox and Windows.
We did not play either of those.
I actually played Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance for PS2, so they did backport it to the PS2.
Yeah, they did. And I also, I played I'll touch on it in a second. A remastered version of the game, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty HD Edition, was later included in the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PlayStation Vita. The HD edition of the game was...
That was the version I played.
Yeah. The HD edition of the game was included in Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 compilation for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows, and Xbox Series X and S, which was released October 24th, 2023. The story revolves around the Big Shell, a massive offshore cleanup facility seized by a group of terrorists who call themselves the Sons of Liberty. They demand an enormous ransom in exchange for the life of the President of the United States and threaten to destroy the faculty and create a cataclysmic environmental disaster if their demands are not met. The motives and identities... They threaten
to destroy the facility, not a faculty.
Okay.
Oh, did I say faculty? Oh my god. Sorry.
Okay,
my bad.
Willie, I wasn't going to say it because I thought I was going to be an asshole English teacher.
But I am an asshole freelancer.
Yeah, so it's better coming from you.
Yeah.
Because if I said it, I was like, if I said it, Dalton would be like, "Oh, fuck you, English teacher, grammar Nazi."
No, I
would have said that too if you had. I would have said it.
I know. That's why I didn't say anything.
Oh man. Okay.
I didn't say I wasn't a hypocrite.
All right. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
Before we move on with this, there was one thing I wanted to shout out earlier before we started game talk, and I forgot. There's an indie dev making a game where the enemies in the game are the games in your Steam library that you have not played.
Oh, that fucking game.
Oh yeah. What's it called? It's like Steam Clash or something like that?
It's called Game Quest, the Backlog Battler.
Game Clash, okay, yeah.
So the ones that you barely play are your enemies. The ones that you play the most are your allies. And the more that you paid, the stronger they are.
This reminds me a lot of a really old Windows game called Operation Inner Space, where you have to fight through the actual icons on your hard drive. And at first, this game kind of seemed small when it first came out because it was an early Windows 3 game. But as computers got bigger and bigger, the game became harder just because there was so much shit on people's hard drives.
But yeah, it looks really cool, and that game probably beat my ass.
I was gonna say that game would beat my ass completely.
I don't know. It'd be nice to have like a dragon as an ally and stuff, you know.
I mean, that's fair.
So the motives and identities of many of the antagonists and allies change throughout the game, and the protagonist discovers a world-shaking conspiracy constructed by a powerful organization known as the Patriots. Metal Gear Solid 2 received acclaim for its gameplay, graphics, and attention to detail. However, critics were initially divided on the protagonist and the philosophical nature and execution of the game's storyline, which explores many themes such as memetics, social engineering, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the internal struggle of freedom of thought. The game was a commercial success.
Kind of seems, timely?
Relatable?
Yeah, we'll get there.
Relatable?
The game is a commercial success, selling 7 million copies by 2004. It has since been considered to be one of the greatest video games of all time, as well as a leading example of artistic expression in video games. The game is often considered ahead of its time, for dealing with themes and concepts such as post-truth politics, fake news, alternative facts, synthetic media, and echo chambers that became culturally relevant in the mid to late 2010s. And then the sequel to this is actually a prequel, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, and then the direct sequel to this game is Metal Gear Solid 4. So, to confuse you a little more.
Does Solid 3 take place before Metal Gear? Because that's a story about like how Big Boss became Big Boss, right?
Yeah, you play as Big Boss.
So that would be before Metal Gear 1, not just Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, all the way back then.
Interesting.
So yeah, I guess I'll kick off with this one. This is a game that I grew up with playing. Me and my dad played this together. And we had already played Metal Gear 1 when we had the PS1. So when we got the PS2 and Metal Gear 2 came out, I remember me and my dad being in the store and seeing it. And we looked at each other. And my dad just goes, "Oh, well, we got to get that." So we snagged it. And I think I also got Here Comes the Pain that day.
Wow.
So like, it was just a good day for gaming.
Well,
WWF at the time. But yeah. It was
SmackDown. SmackDown 4, I think.
It was the first game with Brock Lesnar on the cover. It was his first game that he was in.
Is he in 26?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he didn't his retirement is a recent occurrence.
Oh, I promise you, he'll be in the games unless some ridiculous shit happens where they have to pull him. He will be in the games from here on out.
Willie, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, WrestleMania in general?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Danhausen fighting in whatever the hell's happening on Saturday. I keep forgetting the name of it.
Backlash.
Yeah, and he's got a mystery partner, and I really, really want the mystery partner to be Joe Henry. Okay, continue.
Oh, okay. You're using the steamy.
Yeah, we talked about this briefly before the podcast.
It was killing me, Dalton. Like I couldn't figure out what I wanted to talk about.
No, you're good, dude. You got to use that steamy magic when you can.
Even when you were up, it was burning a hole in his brain. I could see it. That's why he's happy to have it out now.
Oh yeah.
So, we played through this as a kid, and I didn't quite get the story for what I do now. You know what I mean? But I really enjoyed just running around, sneaking, stealthing, grabbing guards, knocking them out, throwing them in a fucking locker, stuffing them in a locker. You know what I mean? Like it was great. I really enjoyed it a lot. And as I grew older and started thinking more and more about how this story was, it was just like, Jesus Christ. And then when things it talked about started like becoming things that we have to deal with now in life, I'm like, fucking hell. What the hell has Kojima been up to, man? But yeah, so my first impressions are skewed because they're with my dad, so I love it. And I have a very soft nostalgic spot for it, so I'm very interested. I feel like this is going to be the fun part of the episode. So listeners, little context before I ask them what their first impressions was and everything. They were giving me a certain vibe about how they felt about the game, and I was just chuckling to myself because I knew once Kojima started Kojimaing and being Kojima that this game was going to sink its fucking claws in them, and they would be like, okay, what the hell is going on with this story? And like, I feel like that's going to happen in every Metal Gear game we play. I'm just going to warn you now. And probably if we get to Death Stranding, it's going to be like, well, this game's weird as what the fuck is going on? And then suddenly you're like,
I can't play Death Stranding.
Not a Courier fan?
I'm a family man. I have a son.
Can't deal with Norman Reedus and the funky fetus.
Death Stranding 2 starts with the death of a toddler, and I can't do it.
So what you're telling me is Mick will actually be sitting out Max Payne when we play that game.
Yes. If yeah.
You doesn't involve a toddler, but
if it's like a grown up or or an older kid, maybe I can handle.
No.
He's like, okay, if the kid can ride a bike with training wheels, it's out. But if he can get it without the training wheels, it's okay.
No,
trying to find that dividing line here.
No, because I could handle like, I don't know, teenagers.
I love it when they die. Fuck it, I have to teach them all the time.
I mean, you're not wrong. No, I can't. I don't know. I just. Yeah. Anyway,
would it make you feel better that in Max Payne you don't actually like see what happens? It's just referenced, and you kind of get like they show you cutscenes in Max Payne like comic book panels. The best way to describe it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like you're avenging. I think like my family is all dead. I'm fucking a grumpy dude.
The problem with the beginning of Death Stranding 2 is the kid gets shot, is crying, and then just goes silent, and I can't do it. And I have not seen
spoilers.
I have not seen the cutscene. I'm just referencing what the internet says about how hard that opening cutscene is to digest.
Fair enough. All right, so then Mick, what was your first impressions with Metal Gear 2?
I thought the acting was bad. I thought the controls were bad. I thought the game didn't age well. And I kept having issues where the game was crashing. So I was just getting super frustrated. And actually, I got to a point early on where there was just a long cutscene. And I was just sitting there watching the cutscene. And I want to say I sat through the bad acting for like 20 minutes or so. And after it was all said and done, my game crashed. And I was like, well, shit, I ain't watching this again. So I put down the game for a couple of days, and I was going to just watch a Let's Play of it. And then I started watching a retrospective that you had sent us. And they were praising this game. Excuse me. They were praising this game. And they started with the fact that the intro was done and produced by a Hollywood person, or directed by a Hollywood personality. And so that intrigued me enough to go back and rewatch the intro, and that convinced me to pick the game up again, and then we're getting past first impressions.
Okay. How about you, Will?
I've got a double-barreled first impression, because on one hand there is like the fact that, you know, when it came out, it was a huge game that everyone knew about, and I said I rented it, but I was wrong. I think a friend actually just brought it over, and we brought it over with his memory card, and we just played around with a part early on in the game for a little while, and I was like, yeah, this is really cool. It reminds me a lot of Metal Gear Solid 1, you know, this is great. And then I didn't really ever actually get around to playing it for the longest time, and so then you kindly sent me an edition of the game that was pretty early on. It wasn't the I almost said Master Chief Collection. That's incorrect.
No, I sent you the GOG version.
Yeah, the GOG version, which I just could not get working because, again, this game is from the same time as like Mortal Kombat 9, which also didn't work on my computer in any setup because they just require these old DirectX compatibilities that just don't work. They didn't work in Linux, they didn't work in Windows, they didn't work under Proton or Wine or anything. I just couldn't get the game to work at all. And I got halfway to giving up when I thought, you know what? What if I just play the PS2 game? And I asked you guys if it would emulate well and if it would be okay if I just played MGS2 Substance for the PS2. And Mick was like, dude, that game will run great on your handheld on the portal. Just download Nether SX2. And I'm like, cool, does that support retro achievements? And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, fucking dope, let's do this. And so I got on that, and gotta say, it ran really swimmingly on that thing. I played it for a couple hours, got up to the Olga boss fight in the prologue chapter, and got so fucking pissed at the game that I had to put it down for like a day and a half.
I do have a couple more first impressions that I forgot to bring up in my turn when you're done, Willie.
Oh no, that was actually completely to set up a segue to someone else talking.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so I had a couple of other glaring issues, some of them of the skill variety. One was you start off in a tanker mission, and you are playing as Solid Snake at this point. And
yes.
It's meant to serve kind of as a tutorial mission, and it feels like Metal Gear Solid 1. It's
definitely intended to bridge MGS1 to this game.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point in the game, I'm just trying to get a handle on the controls because the controls are just very different from what I remember in MGS1, and they're very different from modern controls today. So a lot of the roadblocks I hit when playing this game was that I would push a button expecting a result, and I would get a different result. So
I liked the way the game handled first-person aiming, for instance, but it took me a long time to get the actual muscle memory for those button presses, right?
A long time, to the point where I'm still having issues.
If it makes you feel better, like, it took me a bit to get reacclimated to that.
Yeah.
Like, and especially because the first time the game demands you do it is during the Olga fight, and I completely got the wrong idea as to what the question the game was asking me to do with the controls.
And here I am coming from MGS1, which I played 20 years ago.
Right.
And the first person wasn't even an option. And genius me decides to skip some of the codecs because I'm like, can we get to the game, please? So a couple things happened as a result of that. One, I didn't know how to save, and so I had to play the tanker mission like 3 times.
Dude,
or not like
real quick, can I tell that from my perspective? Because it just made me chuckle so much, dude. When you wrote the chat and you were like, how do I save this fucking game? I've played this tanker like 3 fucking times. I don't want to play it again. How the fuck? You were just like going off about it. And I was immediately like, someone skipping codex messages. And that's what I was like. I not called you out, but I was like, you're skipping codex, aren't you? And you were like, yes. And I was like, see, they're really important to explain things like how to save.
Yeah. which I understand now. You save using the freaking codec. Yeah. But let me, we're going to also talk about saving using the codec a little bit later and my issues with that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I know what I pick up what you're putting down now. So yeah, I'm not super interested in going beat by beat with this game, and I'm not super interested in saying. Do
you mind if I share what got me over the original hump with the Olga fight?
Please,
by the
absolutely.
way, I simply didn't understand what the game was asking me, and thought it was basically telling me I needed to pop up and beat her to the shot when she was ducking out. And it turns out, no, you can really just pop your head up so she thinks you're there, move to somewhere else, and she keeps shooting there, and you could just put tranquilizers in her head while she's aiming at the wrong place.
And blast her, yeah.
When you figure that out, it's very simple. It's just you have to actually use your noggin, and I didn't expect the game to be that robust for some reason. When I realized how much play the game allowed, it made it a lot more fun. But at first I was just trying to do things straightforward, because I didn't realize how many solutions the game had to its puzzles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely a few ways that you can go about things, and that comes into play even with just the regular gameplay, where it's you go into a room. Well, that first room where they teach you how to knock to distract guards. Yeah. That wasn't in the first Metal Gear, so that was something new to this one.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
And in fact, if you played the first Metal Gear, your instinct would be get behind that guy and put him in a chokehold, because that was the most solid way to silently take enemies out in the first game.
I will say I'm pretty impressed that they kept the same isometric view for the majority of the game from the original. It felt familiar.
Yeah, it felt very much like Metal Gear Solid 2. The direction. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but everything about the art style of the first game, the camera angles, the color scheme, everything, it felt like a continuous part of that world, but much smoother.
Yeah. And the fact that I was playing the HD version, so it was nice and upscaled, also helped, being in widescreen and things like that.
Yeah. And I gotta say, for being a PS2 game, this game has aged well, even with the upscales and stuff. Yeah. Even without those, it still really holds up. Like we talked about this earlier, the rain effects and stuff just were mind blowing when this first came out.
Again, I was playing this on an emulated PS2. I wasn't even playing an HD remaster for another system. The only upscaling I had was whatever this emulator does to get things up from, 240p to the actual resolution.
Did you change the rendering resolution?
I told it to put it to 2x or something like that. I'm sure I put it to integer scaling.
You probably could have gotten away with 3x on that handheld. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is really beefy.
Cool. I mean, I didn't have any issues with the gameplay, though, and, I think it's supposed to be a little chuggy during cutscenes and stuff, that's an intended effect, so I think it ended up playing really well.
Sorry, I tend to geek out on the emulation stuff and forget that most people just want the game to run well.
No, I mean, I appreciate that, the game ran, the fact that you recommended me that emulator and I was able to get retro achievements running is super cool, because I have a lot to talk about the retro achievement set for this game, for one thing.
Yeah, that's fun. I was getting Steam achievements, obviously, instead, but...
Now,
I didn't get to see the Steam achievements pop, but I would have loved to have followed your progress on that. But because I don't own the Steam copy of it, I couldn't have done that.
You probably look at it on our profiles, but that's a conversation for another day.
I want to talk about the tanker and how it cock blocked everybody when it first came out. But I want to talk about some Easter eggs before I forget. So, as Raiden, there is a Steam achievement that you can get for kissing one of the posters of the pretty girls. Did anyone get that achievement?
Mm-mm.
So I forgot you could do that. But if you're looking at the first person view and you zoom in on one of the girls in bikinis or whatever, you will hear Raiden go, mwah, and he kisses it, and your codec will go off.
Rose loved that.
Your codec will go off.
Is it freaking Rose?
It's the Colonel. And he's like, Raiden, you're on a mission. What are you doing? And Rose will be like, I can't believe you're doing that, blah, 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 blah. If you go in there, shut the door with the girl facing you, and then crouch, your codec will go off, and the Colonel will go, Raiden, I can't believe you're doing that right now. You're on a mission. And Rose is like, Raiden, oh my God. I mean, You can at least do it thinking of me or looking at me, but to these other women where I can't believe you. So it's implied that Raiden is sitting in there beaten off, right?
Yeah.
And because his replies to them is, like this.
Oh, God.
So
I'm kind of glad I didn't find any of that.
If you do that, the next time you try to call Rose and save, she refuses to save the game for you.
There are achievements for that on Retro Achievements, so I did notice that when I went down there. I just didn't know how to unlock those, but I got the idea behind that.
Fucking Raiden's like, can you save my game, please? And she's like, Like, come on, I really need to save. Not until you say you're sorry, or whatever. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. And she's like, it'll have to do. Fine. Here, do you want to save your game? And it comes up.
And then the option comes. You know, I would hit do not save just out of spite. Like, you know what? You know what, bitch? No. I don't want to save.
That was actually one of the retro achievements like I got was like she does really just lay into you for no reason at one point. And like the text of the achievement on there was like it was called like Metal Gear Disagreement or something like that. And then the little subtitle was just, I just wanted to save the game. Like the retro achievement set has really good like jokes to it.
I hate saving the game in this game when you're playing as Raiden. Because Rose is freaking annoying. Like, am I the only one who thought she was am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Gives a shit about the rules.
No, did anyone else just find her annoying?
I mean, I did, but I also thought Raiden was a pretty bad boyfriend back, too.
He doesn't know any better. I don't know. He doesn't even have anything in his room, just a bed and a desk.
That was actually, where you find that out, that's the one that got you the achievement I was talking about.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. To me, she just annoyed the hell out of me. Like I can't sugarcoat.
I don't know. Raiden does seem like the kind of guy that you would be like, "What's wrong, honey?" And he'd be like, "Nothing."
But you're in the middle of a freaking mission.
It is true. She gets way over the top for that.
Yeah. ...
Whatever. ...
Whatever. Classic Squally heart.
Man, I tell you what that I wish I had when I was playing through this, man. Me and my dad had I think it was the Prima Guide, Metal Gear Solid 2 walkthrough. And, oh, man, that thing would have come in handy in some of these spots. Like, I did remember a lot more than I thought I would. But I know I missed a bunch of shit. And fair disclosure, I did not beat this game this time. I got up to the point...
Wow.
Yeah. I've beaten this game a lot in my lifetime. But I got
Does this mean I was the best podcaster this week?
You were the best podcaster this week.
Because you actually beat it, yeah. This is another game, though, that I vowing to finish after the show.
So I do want to talk about... Oh, sorry, you were in the middle of one, Dalton.
No, I was just going to say, at least this one's not a long one, Mick, so you can,
it's not clear obscure. I won't feel hesitation with fighting the Paintress.
No. But the...
Strategy guide.
Yeah, the strategy guide, thank you. I just remember it having, like, all of these beautifully... like rendered scenes in it to like show you different things you needed to do and really well detailed descriptions, but then a lot of really cool art. And that's one of the things I really like about those old walkthroughs is like the art they would just randomly put in the pages and stuff is beautiful. Like I can't tell you how many times I've flipped through carefully that Final Fantasy VIII one that you've sent me, Mick. Like,
yeah,
the nostalgia in that book for me is just ridiculous. So I'm gonna have to keep my eyes peeled for a Metal Gear 2 one. I
guess I'll do the same. Did you guys notice that in the middle of cutscenes, they would just shift to codec conversation even though they're in person? And the rationale was so that other people weren't listening. But do you think that was a programming tactic so that they wouldn't have to finish the cutscene and wouldn't have to do camera angles and shit?
I feel like that only really happened in scenes where you specifically didn't want the people on the plant to spy on you, because they knew still that the other people with your nanomachines, like the Colonel and all that, could hear the conversation. But they knew that, like, Ocelot couldn't hear you if they were talking to you through the nanotelepathy.
When they're talking through codec, they're not actually speaking. That's like basically like telepathy in a way.
I figured that. But was that also a story gimmick to get past programming limitations?
No, because Kojima would have programmed every single fucking cutscene with ridiculous direction if he thought that would be the better answer.
Okay.
That is very true. Wait till we get to Metal Gear 4.
I accept your answer.
You know Metal Gear 4 has a Guinness World Record, right?
It's like the longest uninterrupted cutscene in a game or something like that?
The longest uninterrupted cutscene.
It's like an hour-ish.
I was going to say, let me look it up exactly. I think it's 46 minutes, but let me see.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was like about as long as the movie Kung Fury, roughly.
Freaking popcorn for that one.
What a great movie. Oh my God. Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, holds the Guinness Book World Records for the longest cutscene sequence in a video game, with the final epilogue running for 71 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
What if you beat the game?
I said Kung Fury, that's closer to Star Wars.
You want to go to bed. Like, I just beat the game.
I think you can pause. I remember me and my buddy Dustin playing that, and we got to that cutscene, walking out back, smoking an entire blunt, and coming back in and being baffled that the cutscene was still going, and then it went for another like 30 minutes or more. Like, it was wild. Absolutely wild. But yeah, so the big stink when this game came out was the old switcheroo, and that is that when all of the promotional stuff that was shown for this game was all from the tanker with Snake.
Right. They kept the fact that you don't play as Snake for the majority of the game a total secret. Raiden is not anywhere in anything. Now,
there was one more Easter egg I wanted to bring up. When you meet Snake as Raiden, and he says, "What's your name?" And he says, "Pliskin. Iroquois Pliskin." Do you know what Iroquois means?
Pliskin means snake.
Well, Pliskin was the name of the character. Snake Pliskin was the character from Escape from New York. That
so
was
Iroquois must mean snake then.
Yes.
I was just going to say, Snake Plissken was the name of the character from Escape from New York that Kurt Russell played that Solid Snake is named after.
Which, the character of Solid Snake is based on. And Iroquois means snake. So he literally told him...
I did not know that, though.
His name is Snake Plissken.
I'm Snake.
Snake Plissken. No, Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
My name's Snake Plissken. So, I thought that was an interesting little tip of the cap from Kojima. Do you remember...
I just thought it was great that was like the worst code name he could have come up with. I'm not Snake, I'm the other half of the name Snake. And I'm voiced by David Hayter.
I'm Ekans.
Yeah, he's Ekans. I'm Dolis I'm Delos Akans.
Apparently, according to lore and the man himself, my mind just blanked on it. John Carpenter, who did Escape from New York and LA. When Metal Gear Solid came out and the company that he worked for, the film company or whatever, was like, yo, should we go after this guy? Because he's totally ripping off Snake Plissken for this character, yada, yada, yada. John Carpenter said, no, you leave Mr. Kojima alone. I've met him. He's a very nice boy.
That's great.
I was like, that's tremendous.
I tend to believe that because, Kojima has so many friends in Hollywood. It's like, it's very clear. He loves Hollywood action movies.
Yeah. It's like, I learned a fun fact the other day. Me and my dad were having a conversation about Thriller. And I was like, I wonder how much money Vincent Price has made on Thriller over the years. And then I looked it up, and apparently, famously, I think it was either $10,000 or $20,000. He either took $10,000 or $20,000 to do it as a flat rate and did not want any royalties because he didn't think that it was going to become what it was. So he got zero royalties and just got a flat fee of like $20,000. And I'm like, oh my God. To imagine not taking royalties on Thriller. Fucking hell. You're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars that family missed out on. Fucking A. Anyway.
Yeah, but when you consider all the abominable Dr. Fibes money he was rolling in, man.
Fair.
I have no idea how much money that movie made. I'm just being a goofus.
Sure, tens of 20s.
Tens of 20s.
What did you guys think of the bad guys in this? Like Vamp, Fortune. This is the start of, well, the first one had it too, but like where Kojima just really is unhinged with enemy names.
The Metal Gear Solid 1, the enemy names are basically the same as the Mavericks from, like, Mega Man X.
I was going to say
Revolver
Mega Man.
Ocelot, Armored Armadillo, Sniper Wolf, Chill Penguin.
Now we have Fortune, Vamp, Fat Man.
Fat Man actually really made sense, though. Like, they really brought that one around. He's a fat dude who's into nuclear weapons. Fat Man, easy, done.
Fortune, she can't be shot by bullets. Vamp, he's a vampire-looking dude. But he's not actually a vampire.
Yeah, that man confuses me.
He confused everybody. He'll come back up.
Oh,
yeah, he confused a lot of people sexually when this game first came out. You're looking confused, Mick, but good-looking, dark-haired guy, shirt off, abs.
No, not that. I'm trying to remember if we... Because it's late. I'm trying to remember if we already talked about the fact that everybody hated Raiden.
Yes, we talked about the bait and switchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when they did the bait and switch, and people just did not like that you did not play as Snake anymore. That when you played as Raiden, they fucking hated it. They're like, who's this femboy androgynous character? Who the fuck is this? It was only later that Raiden like earned his love, and then they put him as he's pretty much one of the most badass people in this universe now.
Well, the other thing too is like he was pretty well liked by the Japanese audience. It's the American audience that didn't like that they lost their, John Carpenter protagonist character for Pretty Boy.
But they didn't lose him. He just
you said femboy. The term at the time would have been bishonen.
Bishonen.
He was a bishi.
We didn't lose him. He's just not a playable character. He's still there.
Well, that's the point though.
And
people wanted to play as Snake.
He's also a playable character for a quarter of the game, so it's like, come on, people, slow your roll.
Know your role and shut your mouth, jabroni.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
That's my purse. I don't know you. But yeah, the boss battles are interesting.
Cash me outside. How about that?
I thought really cool too is you can do the boss battles in different ways. Like the fight against Olga in the Tanker chapter teaches you that they have two power meters because you only deplete her non-lethal meter. So if you notice that, personally, when I fought Vamp in the pool, I actually beat him with non-lethal attacks because I thought it was easier to hit him with the punch-kick combo than it was to shoot his shit out of the air.
Well, he's swimming. You could take the stinger weapon that's actually meant to shoot down planes, and you could shoot it in the water, and it gets him to come out.
Fuck! I didn't consider that. That's awesome.
Oh,
I did that
man.
I did that by accident.
Yeah, I can't imagine you picked the stinger against him on purpose. That's hilarious.
That goddamn plane fight is my least favorite fight in this entire game.
Against the Harrier?
Yeah. Shooting it with a rocket launcher, it's just... I hate it.
Well, you shot it with the stinger, right?
Yeah.
My stinger missiles kept hitting the fence.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Willie. Do you want to talk about...
I didn't actually realize how the stinger worked until I was in the Metal Gear Raise fight.
And I haven't gotten there yet.
Do we want to... Mick, I think you're up to it, where you had to... Have you saved the president yet? Or have you done anything with the president?
Quote unquote saved, yes.
Yeah, okay. So, we've all done then the section where you have to fly the fucking
with
rocket through the air.
Yeah.
The air vents.
Through the air vents.
My God.
I figured that out pretty quick because you do something very similar in Metal Gear Solid 1.
See, I think I blew up the president like 8 times and then blew up nothing like 50 times and then accidentally one time managed to get it through.
No, I only used 3 rockets. I did pretty
good for you, man. I sucked at that part.
Yeah.
So, I remember, this is where my, 20 years of having, played this game 20 years ago comes in. God, I can't talk tonight. I remember that in Metal Gear Solid 1, when you go to turn the missile, there is a brief pause. And then it speeds up really quick. So you actually have to hit the turn button, or the joystick, a lot sooner, or not a lot sooner, but a little bit sooner than you think you do, because it needs a second to register and turn. And it stops and then turns. So you figure that out, you get the timing down pretty quick, and you can do it.
Yeah, it was more along the lines of once it, like, I had no trouble getting through the vents. It's once it broke out into the main room where I would just, like, completely... I struggled to find the control panel for some reason. Meanwhile, the president just would, like, just pop up in front of it like, oh, you're a rocket? Neat!
Yeah. what if I walk over here and bend over and it just catches me in the temple?
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. I remember I messaged Willie. We were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that took me like 10 tries. And Willie was like, yeah, 10. Yeah.
With a little smiley face with sweat drops on it.
I also wonder if they made it a little bit easier on the HD remaster. That could have been like a little quality of life improvement. And maybe in the PS2 version, it's supposed to be hard as balls.
I don't think it's hard as balls. I think I'm just impatient.
That is a part where you need to be patient.
Yeah.
And speaking of patience, did either of you guys take the time to level up your grip?
I was warned to do that. I tried it a couple times, and the main place I tried to level that up was the Strut 1 to Strut 2 bridge. I died there several times and decided, fuck it, I don't care about my grip level anymore. I was grip level 1 with both characters at the end of the game.
Okay. I got grip level 2, but that's where I stopped.
There was an achievement on Retro Achievements for getting grip level 3 with each character.
Oof. Impressive to spend enough time to get it with Snake. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of shit.
Dude, Snake, the Retro Achievements pool is so deep. There are so many things you can get just for doing photographs and setting them to Otacon. Like, there are at least 10 different Retro Achievements just for different shit you can photograph for him.
Yeah, if you come across one of the half-naked girls and you take a picture of that and send it to Otacon, he'll be like, oh, this isn't Metal Gear, but thanks anyway. I'll just save this in a different folder. It's just... Okay.
I tried to send him a picture of like one of the pinup girls, and he was just like, "We can't use this."
Kojima's a dirty little man.
Oh, he's a dirty diamond dog.
He random fact, he makes a cameo in Cyberpunk 2077.
Nice.
I won't tell you where, but he is findable. Man, I'm trying to think of what else we can talk about before we get into. So it's like I want to talk about the story, but I'm trying to think about what we can talk about without giving away. Here's an easy way to go about this. Willie's beating it. I know the story. Mick, what have you divulged from the story so far? Because you wrote the chat.
How do I answer this question? I'm just gonna say 3 things. Fuck the Patriots, fuck Rose, and fuck Emma. I don't like it. I don't like any of them.
All right. Well, that's not quite where I was leaning, but I do agree. Fuck them, 100%. But so you sent a message that said this game is uncomfortably politically relatable, and yes. Willie, you sent a message. It was a quote that I need to pull up.
Yeah, this was before we even got into the bigger meltdown, but it was just like something I thought really interesting because I thought it was Kojima very self-examining too. It was it was after he found out something very important about one of the characters though, so I don't even know if we should go straight into that.
Well, I will say there is a lot of talk about, controlling information, having ready access to said information.
Yeah, because you got the idea of what
having
was
information
about it,
being so accessible that it's very easily controlled, which makes the masses easy to control. Which means that basically anything can be, doctored the way 12 people decide it, and presidents just become figureheads and that type of that's.
So you've got the gist of what I want to talk about then. So I don't feel bad.
You got the overhead of like what the GW program was intended to do.
Correct. Yes, okay, I got all of that.
Yeah.
It is wild to me. Here's the whole reason I wanted to do this game is to talk about this. So I'm glad we can at least talk about this because I won't spoil like who's the final boss and all that stuff for you. But the overarching theme of this game.
I can't believe you had to fight Jesus Christ on top of the World Trade Center.
Oh, fun fact. This game
they actually did have to change something because of that.
Yeah, this game did have a World Trade Center-esque looking building blow up. It might have been the World Trade Centers. And then when it actually happened, they were like, oh, yeah, we can't do that.
Yeah, they, apparently, it was Freedom Hall that gets landed on or something like that.
But for a game written and released in 2001, the uncanniness of the story of this game and the similarities to what we deal with now is fucking wild to me.
There was the idea of like a deluge of information to where information quality is no longer as important as whether it exists.
Yeah. The whole fake news shit that we went through. The whole, now that we're dealing with AI and you don't know whether what you're reading is real or it's been like, there's sometimes I'm reading something and I'm like, God damn, this is really compelling. This is not real. Like I will just have a realization that this is content farm stuff.
And this is stuff that comes up in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to a very important extent, like a major plot point.
And the whole like shadowy figures and, you know, rogue AIs and things like that have to do with controlling the governments, and not just our government, the world's governments.
Right.
Like do the bidding of this, and it's just so eerily correct about what was coming. And there's a beautiful quote from Kojima where he said he didn't think that he predicted the future with Metal Gear Solid 2. He just wrote a story of a future he did not want to see.
But there was the one line you wanted to share that I said was cool early on, and that was actually when a character finds out about their past, and they were finding out something interesting about the way information was used in a completely different way.
Refresh my memory.
The part about the Hollywood movies. You started to say that.
Yes. Thank you.
Interrupted you.
Thank you. Willie sent me this quote, and it says, "They showed us Hollywood action films every day with macho men and big guns."
Yeah.
They
Was that
call
a
it
conversation
image
with
training.
Rose?
No, it's you won't be there yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a conversation that you'll be coming up on. But they're basically saying, like, from childhood, we show you these big macho dudes with guns and stuff to desensitize you so that when you're older, it doesn't bother you and we can use you to do our biddings, basically. And it makes me think...
In the role of what the character was shown to, it was not just when you grow up.
Oh, yeah, that's fair, too. It's... And it's kind of meta because the game Metal Gear Solid 1 was just like, you were playing big macho Snake.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I felt like it was Kojima commenting on exactly what he's doing and his own influences.
Yeah, super fucking meta. And then, it makes me think of these two kids I went to school with. They were twins, the Jones brothers. I'm going to tell you what they used to say because this is how it was down here. There was no N-words or anything like that. But they really liked Call of Duty. They loved playing Call of Duty, playing Call of Duty online. They were all about it. And they were like, whenever we get out of high school, we're going to join the military and we're going to go shoot some ragheads for the country and all this type of stuff. Like, that was the way that they talked. Talk to both of them now that they went into the military and had to go overseas and deal with all that shit. Talk to them now because they sing a very fucking different tune. And that's part of what this game makes me think of. There's a reason that our military literally funds into games like Call of Duty and stuff, because it is a farm for kids to be like, yo, the military's cool. And they go and join the military, fight for the country. And then, they deal with all of the things that come with that, be it good or bad. And it's just wild how prevalent all of that is. And it's just like in this game that was made 25 years ago. It's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah.
It's also kind of crazy too that this is like a 2001 idea of terrorism, and like it would probably take another 25 years for us to shake out the 9/11 ideas, and like this game actually is about what it really is about instead.
Yeah. It's like when this game came out, boy, that's what we were worried about. 25 years later, we're no longer worried about 9/11. We're worried about what this game was talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you mentioned this earlier too when you said, it's not just Metal Gear he did it with, because in 2015 or so he put out Death Stranding, a game about what's left at the end of the world when there's this, shit that no one can go outside, everyone's stuck inside. The most important people are couriers because they get information and package and parcels that people need to survive back and forth. And then 5 years later, COVID hits, and what are we fucking dealing with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe you said that Kojima has anti-steamy magic, and that really just tickled my funny bone.
Yeah. It's like whatever but the good thing is, as long as he's still making games, that means there's still a future. It's just a fucking awful one. But we're still going to be alive for it.
He makes a game and then immediately goes, "You are cursed."
Yes, exactly.
So he's a
Hidehausen.
He's a game director Hausen.
Hideo Kojima Hausen.
Kojima Hausen. But it's I have not played a lot of Kojima games. I think Metal Gear Solid was my first and only. So he definitely has a how do I phrase this?
Directorial style.
No, now I'm starting to see like why people like his game so much. It took me all this time to figure it out. Like, I did enjoy Metal Gear Solid. Did I think it was the best game in the world ever? No. But I thought it was good.
It was a very striking game, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought and it wasn't necessarily the gameplay that got me, it was the story.
It's the way the game was able to use storytelling and gameplay together. And I think that's the lesson people get wrong about Kojima too, is they think it's just that he wants to make a Hollywood movie. And they don't understand, no, it's the fact that he can make gameplay into a Hollywood movie at the same time that makes things interesting.
So, it's taken me 20-something odd years to finally just appreciate what he's trying to do in a video game.
I think maybe, you're a little older than me, but like whenever Metal Gear came out, maybe you were younger.
I was in my late teens, early 20s when I played it and beat it.
I even think that at that age, almost, that you don't have enough life experience to appreciate the level of shit that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Even in the first game, there was some stuff, but like it really ramps up in this one, and then he just continues to get more ridiculous as it goes on. Trust me.
I do feel I keep needing to bonk you on the noggin and remind you the first Solid game, the second Solid game, because you keep calling this Metal Gear 2, and that's a different game.
Yeah, sorry, Metal Gear Solid 2.
No, it's Metal Gear 2 is not called Metal Gear 2. Metal Gear 2 is called Snake's Revenge.
No, Snake's Revenge is a US-made sequel. There is a different game called Metal Gear 2.
Oh.
Japan only.
Yep.
It's another one of those weird...
Yeah, Snake's Revenge is a non-canon game that was made for the US market.
Really?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Weird, but a fun fact.
Today I learned.
Yep.
But that was the whole reason I wanted to talk about this, was to just emphasize how ridiculous and relatable that the story is.
The foresight, is crazy.
Just absolutely nuts.
Because it's not even foresight, it's just a guy that can extrapolate from what's going on then and realize what we should be afraid of. And it turns out, he kind of knew.
He was right.
He wasn't a prophet, he was just a real fucking smart dude.
He still is, he's not dead.
Yeah, but maybe he's stupid now, we don't know.
You know who I'd like to see collaborate on a game, because I think it would be absolute chaos in the best way?
What's that?
Hideo Kojima and Yoko Taro.
Yeah, that would be a bonkers-ass game. Not gonna lie.
Hideo Kojima and Seth MacFarlane.
So a Kojima game with a lot of musical sections in it.
Hideo Kojima and Suda51.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be interesting, too.
Hideo Kojima and Quentin Tarantino?
They would have way too much fun. They shouldn't be allowed to have that much fun. They both like movies too much.
Hey, Kojima, I think you need to animate that girl's feet better, and then I think we need to get a few...
Sniper Wolf shouldn't wear shoes, right?
Yeah, she should be barefoot, and then start up close from the back by her soles, and then we'll just move very slowly forward up her body, then to her holding the sniper rifle, but really get a good shot of those feet. One of my favorite quotes, and when we can, I know it's getting late, so we can wrap up, but is outside Xbox.
Before we wrap up, don't forget we also do have viewer questions.
Oh, no, I know. That's the...
Listener questions.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say viewer, like we're on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Smash that like button. Pile drive that subscribe button.
Bell.
Ring the bell so you get all the notifications. You can actually do all of that if you go to our YouTube channel. Just saying.
You could.
There are people who that's how they enjoy us.
Thank you, Dane, for maintaining that.
Yeah, actually, he was, but now it is automated through Spotify.
Well, thank you for maintaining that for us in the past, Dane. That was really cool of you.
Dane's the man. But so it's one of my favorite quotes. Willie's heard me say it 1,000 times, but outside Xbox, it was them watching one of the Xbox Directs, and they have this meter that they do where they go to hot fire or they're cold, and they rate it. And it was his game OD that's coming out. And the trailer is just a bunch of like facial expressions with people saying like the quick brown fox hopped over the fence, like that thing. They look so realistic, but they're video game renders. And then it's just like this door opens and you see a figure in the glow of this girl's eyes and she just screams and it cuts and then it comes up and says OD. And Andy, before anyone says anything, just goes, "For God's sakes, Kojima, just make a film." Or just make a film already. Like it just, every time I think of Kojima, I think of that and I just chuckle to myself. Because I would watch a Kojima film. I bet it'd be entertaining as hell.
Oh, yeah. Even
if they did like a Spirits Within style animation for it.
Oh, no. Don't use those curse words.
Okay. A good 3D animated film then. But like that style. Not cartoony 3D. Do you know what I'm getting at?
Not at all.
All right. How about Polar Express? Is that bad? No, I'm just kidding.
How about Beast Wars Transformers, Willie? Come on.
Though I think...
Okay, I'm on board now.
If anyone was going to do a movie that had Uncanny Valley in it and it would make sense, it would probably be Kojima.
Well, yeah, because he would find a way to make it make sense, and it would be horrible in its own way.
It would be terrifying, and then something we have to worry about in the future.
The same way things that Mikolov called bad voice acting earlier on in this game actually get paid off later on.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Not all of it, though. Some of it is kind of bad.
Repeating back everything you said?
I really do think that Raiden does not do the snake interrogation technique as well as Snake does.
No. Raiden sounds like a whiny teenager when he does it.
And that's not even an insult to the voice actor, who definitely tried hard. And I think it's the same guy in Revengeance, and he sounds awesome in Revengeance, so... I think it's Quentin something. I'm sorry, I don't have his full name. It's Quentin something.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Fuck it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm recording a podcast.
Yeah. So let's find that out, and then we'll hop into ratings and then do our questions.
It's Quentin Flynn.
Quentin Flynn.
He also voiced Silver the Hedgehog.
Huh.
Well, there you go. There's the 7 degrees of Nate.
And Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
I'm looking up...
Okay. Axel, that's a great character.
I'm looking up Jameson Price right now because Nate posted in our private group chat. And I'm trying to scroll down to see if he played anything in MGS2. But he was in a lot of freaking games.
No, Phil Lamar was a character in the MGS2 voice cast as well.
Yeah.
Including Nier Automata, Death Stranding. He was in the Akira, the movie.
Akira, nice.
Yeah, I don't know what the context of Nate sending.
Me and him were talking about that guy the other day.
Oh,
the cop in Like a Dragon.
He plays Adachi in Like a Dragon.
He goes, "This guy sounds like Sojiro from Persona 5," and he looked it up. He goes, "It is."
Gotcha. Okay. Oh wait, that was like way earlier today. This was not a monster. Oh, okay. No, you posted it later. He posted it later today, and then he responded to himself and said, "This dude's resume is fucking impressive."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was apparently also the commander in Monster Hunter World, which is a game we all played.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Phil Lamar, Willie, was Vamp.
Vamp. Okay.
Yeah. That's another film.
Phil Lamar? Oh, dude, Mad TV. Yeah. He's done a ton of voices too. Like, he's the man. Phil Lamar's the man.
Yeah.
See,
I remember he was in the Doom 3 voice cast, and we're like, man, another talent really wasted by terrible direction.
Yeah, that's right. He is in Doom 3. There's no good voice acting in that game, and not for any of the people doing it.
Not the actor's fault at all. Yeah. No, exactly.
All right, let's do our ratings, and then we'll get into questions. So, Mick, let's start with you.
Boy, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I really need to beat games before I rate them. But I think I've progressed far enough in this one that I could give it a pretty solid rating. I'm not a fan of a few of the characters of this game, Raiden included. But yet somehow Kojima's storytelling and direction hooked me in and got me to continue playing. And I will say that once you do get a handle on the controls, it does end up being a fairly intuitive game. And I don't know, there's a lot more depth to it than I thought there was going to be. I don't remember everything about Metal Gear Solid 1, but I will tell you this does feel like a Metal Gear Solid game. I'm gonna go 7 Snake Snake! Out of 10. Jack? Jack? Can you hear me? What happened? Jack! No!
Okay. Willie, what about you, man?
I am struggling to rate this game too because I can definitely see, like, there's an argument that this game is so far ahead of its time and just, like, brilliant in-game development and storytelling and all of that, that it is really easy to be tempted to call it a perfect game. On the other hand, I do think it has some control issues and some stuff that doesn't work perfectly, but God, it definitely, I can see why, like, when I played it on Retro Achievements, I got 30 out of like 140 achievements. There is a ton of stuff to go back through and just play in this game as a playground. It is intended to be played not for 17 hours, which is almost exactly how long it takes to beat the game. How long to beat says it takes 17 hours to beat the game. My final time on Retro Achievements was 17 hours and 30 minutes. That probably just includes like the end credits and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I think this game has so much room to unfold that I'm going to have to give it this weird sticky score I've given a couple games before and call it a 9+ out of 10. As in, it's at least a 9 and it's probably more than that. It's just, I could explore it more and get more out of it.
Yeah.
So
totally.
One thing I have to say with you giving it that rating and with me giving it my rating, is up until I think yesterday, I was having a conversation with Dalton, and I had said, I think I'm going to piss a lot of people off when we record.
Yeah.
And all the things that I was planning on saying that were going to piss people off, just 2 extra days with the game completely changed my thought on it.
Yeah. And like, I even PM'd you in particular and was like, so were you also just mad about the controls and all that too? Because at the time I was still struggling with Olga, and I was like, so mad. Because Olga, I will say there's definitely one thing that's wrong with the game, and that's the difficulty curve if you play Tanker Plant. If you play Tanker Plant, the Olga boss fight is harder than anything you'll deal with in the next 10 hours.
Yeah. That's true.
Which is weird considering that's the tanker mission is supposed to be a tutorial.
Yeah, but it turns out when you actually take control of Raiden, you get a true tutorial. Whereas the prologue, I feel like, is not a very good tutorial at all. That's the biggest complaint I have, honestly.
Okay. Like I said, I have a lot of nostalgia with this game. This is a game that I played with my dad, and I'll always have those memories and stuff attached to it. I do admit that it's got some issues, like even getting back into the controls and the way that they are took me a minute, because it's been 10 years since I've played it at least. But man, is this a fucking fantastically told story. The twists and turns and the shit you just don't see coming.
And even the things I thought I knew from like pop culture and all that, lines I heard that the Colonel had said that I thought I knew what they meant until I ran into them in the game.
And then you get them in context and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, there's a little more to it. There's more to chew on than I recognized.
We didn't get to bring it up, but you do get to see Raiden's naked ass for a long period of this game.
Hell yeah, although he always keeps one hand over his dick, even if he does like a combo. Really talented.
You're not there yet.
No,
but when you know how
close.
you can do the somersault when you're running and you can hit A and you'll somersault?
Yeah.
When you do that naked, he puts both his hands over his junk and just
it's really funny to look at.
It's really funny. Yeah, you'll enjoy that. But man, just I got to give this game a solid 9 out of 10. It is one of the best games that I've played in my lifetime. And I'm happy to have shared it with you boys, and I'm glad that it was able to get its claws in you, because I was really worried that I was going to come into this and neither of you were going to have anything positive to say about it. But once Kojima started Kojimaing and being his wacky ass self.
The issue was, after the technical issues, was with me, because I didn't understand that the game would let me play as much as it would let me play. And as soon as I realized, it'll let you do some shit, I'm like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, so hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, no, actually, I remember when I said I was going to piss a lot of people off, Dalton said, you'll probably just piss me off.
Yeah, I did. That was my plan. I was like, well, you're probably going to piss me off, but that's okay. I'll allow it. So yeah, we actually have 3 questions from listeners. 2 that have been sitting in here since March. My bad. But the first one comes in from Adam. And this is, top 3 favorite comedy actors. Mine is
comedy
very
actors.
Basic and bougie, so I'm just going to give them to you.
Yeah.
Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, Jack Black.
Also Mike Myers, John Candy, rest in peace. Good choice. And Robin Williams, also rest in peace.
I think mine would have to be Leslie Nielsen.
Great choice.
Good choice.
Gene Wilder.
Great choice.
Also great choice. And please say Mel Brooks.
No, Mel Brooks' directing is really good, and I love his roles in his movies, but he's never really the main actor in them. That being said, President Scrooge is a really fucking funny character.
Yeah. God, Spaceball Sue coming back.
I don't know. Let's say Rob Schneider, just to piss everyone off.
No!
Just get the wrongest answer at the end.
No, I disallow it. No. Pick someone else.
Fine. Adam Sandler if you're going to pick someone controversial.
Yeah, Adam Sandler is number 4 on my list, interchangeable with Mike Myers.
Honestly, Adam Sandler is genuinely really funny in the movies where he's actually giving a shit.
Will Ferrell's also in my top 5.
Oh, actually, come to think of it, my other answer is Richard Ayoade. He played Maurice Moss in the IT Crowd.
All right.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Good choices, gentlemen. If we had a movie with all those guys in it, it would either be really funny or not funny enough and people would hate it.
Dude, that's exactly how I felt about Dracula Dead and loving it. How can Leslie Nielsen and Mel Brooks not be funny together? What the fuck happened here?
So our next question is from Dane. A super accurate AI has proposed a game. There are 2 boxes. Box 1 has $1,000. Box 2 has either $0 or $1 million. Before you are told the rules, the AI has predicted your choice. You can either just take box 2 or take both boxes. If the AI predicted you would choose both, the second box is empty. If it predicted you would only take the mystery box, it placed $1 million inside. You know that it has a near perfect prediction rate. How many boxes do you take?
I'm just taking the $1,000 box. I do not believe in AI. I don't care about its predictions.
I'm not taking any of the boxes. I'm walking out. Fuck you, AI.
Well, I appreciate you gentlemen's morals because I'm taking that box 2 at $1 million.
Yeah, it's a near perfect prediction rate.
Close enough for me to either get $1 million or nothing. I either leave with $1 million or I leave with what I had coming in.
You wasted your time and your dignity.
For me, it's not a question of morals. For me, it's a question of... I'm going to be Jeff for a minute. A question of spite, because I don't like the Dane.
Yeah, fuck your AI,
question.
bitch.
See,
I'm not taking any of the boxes just to spite Dane.
I'm coming from the financial perspective.
Yeah.
I could do a lot with $1 million. If I had $1 million.
I mean, for somebody,
but not a real green dress. That's cruel.
For somebody who just sold a house recently and got some money, and that money is almost gone because now are having improvements done to our house. $1 million doesn't get you
in the middle of our street.
No, we needed. We finally put central air in after like 11 years of not having it, and me having to deal with window units and wall units. But of course, because we're putting in central air, we don't want all that air to go out the old windows from 1985, so we're having new windows put in too.
Hey, I'm from 1985. Choose your words carefully.
Okay, and you're drafty as fuck.
That is true. I'm drafted.
Well, gentlemen,
I'm just kidding. I'm 4F. Anyway,
our last question comes in from Nate, old Turtle Bear Man. What is your dream blunt rotation with characters from the Metal Gear series?
Blunt rotation, like that's.
He said it has to be like 3 characters, or how many characters?
Yeah, let's say you and 3 characters.
Let's get him to hash it out. Yo, it's me, Solid, Liquid, and Solidus.
Okay.
When I say hash it out, I mean they're hashing it out. Yeah.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to go Snake, Otacon, and Gray Fox.
All right.
And then we can just get really stuck.
Which version of Gray Fox?
I was thinking Metal Gear 1. Or, Metal Gear Solid 1.
Metal Gear Solid 1?
Metal Gear Solid 1, Gray Fox. But But also, like, Psycho Mantis would be interesting.
Dude, the problem is Psycho Mantis would make it so everyone had a bad, like everyone would be on a bad beat. Yeah,
just blow your high.
Y'all would be wanting to listen to Pink Floyd, and he'd put on that dark shit.
I see you. I see you play a lot of Final Fantasy games. I almost shit my pants as a kid when that happened to me. Like when he name dropped Final Fantasy.
You like Pink Floyd, don't you?
What the fuck? What about you?
Oh yeah,
Nick?
Psycho Mantis is that was probably one of the. I don't know if scary is the right word, but it was definitely one of the freakiest moments in gaming for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like the Arsenal Gear segment from this game and the entirety of Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, you couldn't have had either of those things without Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, like, I haven't fought all the bosses of this game yet, but I just don't think that any boss will ever top him.
You'll just have to make that your own choices on that, sir.
I feel like Vamp would top him, if you know what I mean.
I don't know, because like it wasn't just like the
joke is Vamp is canonically bisexual.
Oh, okay. Getting back to what I was saying.
It was just me making a little queer game joke because it makes me happy. Okay, go back to your thing.
No, it's just not just the fact that it read your memory card and like they planned voice lines based around that. But if you did the little dance on the thing, if you had the rumble pack in, that was so crazy. Oh yeah, it was like put your controller down, and it shake it.
That Psycho Mantis scene was so fucking fun.
But also the fact that in order to beat him, you unplug your controller and you put it in controller port 2.
Because he can only read your mind in the main if you're the main player.
I want to know how they managed that in the Metal Gear Solid HD remake.
That's a good question. I would love to know how they handle that in like PC versions too.
Yeah,
I'll have to snag that game at some point and check it out and see.
Yeah, let us know, bro. I'm actually super curious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's
it's got to be a solved problem, but
yeah,
it's so fucking interesting.
I mean, you could just attach a second controller, maybe.
I see you play a lot of
That's not really how PC games work.
That's another thing. I wonder how they managed for the HD remake. I wonder how they managed that section, because it's not like you have a memory card.
The GameCube version, they changed the games that he reads. He'd be like, "I know you like Luigi's Mansion or whatever."
Without spoiling what game I'm talking about, there is a game that we'll play eventually, where there is a point in it where the game refers to you as your name.
Yeah.
Without you telling the game what your name is.
Yeah.
And oh boy, like did that just hit me in the unsettling oh my god feeling. So it's kind of the similar thing. So like I feel like things like that also came from things that Psycho Mantis was doing back in the day. So
your Dream Blunt rotation, Mick, is 3 Psycho Mantises?
Sure.
Would that be sick? Psycho Mantis?
I don't smoke, so I can't really answer the question.
Well, I mean, then you could just
you wouldn't want
to. Yeah.
Because I would just take them all out for a beer, and we'd all just have a beer.
Okay, well,
be a rotation.
Who would?
Unless you're talking about
who would you buy a round for 3 characters?
There you go. Who would you buy 3 people you'd buy a round for?
I mean, Pliskin, Raiden,
okay,
and the bomb guy,
and Fat Man.
Fat Man?
No, not Fat Man. The other one.
Oh,
the mentor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Stillman.
Yeah, because Stillman.
Yeah, Stillman seemed like he would actually be really cool.
Stillman seemed like he really needed a drink.
Actually, yeah, I'm actually kind of down with that. Still, especially when you find out all that he's gone through, it's like, yeah, I would like to have given him like a nice night off.
Right, a good double whiskey or something.
Yeah,
exactly. He deserved to like hang out at Cheers for a little bit. You know what I mean?
He walks in there like Stillman.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. That is Metal Gear Solid 2, and that just leaves the house cleaning. But before we get to that, gentlemen,
I think that a fella needs to pick a game.
It's my pick. And I was torn between a few games, and we've played some Long Boys recently, so I have a game that I want us to play that's a multiplayer experience, but I'm going to put it off for a little bit. Give us something a little more chill.
All right.
So we, gentlemen, are going to dive into the I don't know if it's 16-bit or 32-bit, but we're going into the classic stylings of a little creature collector game known as Coromon.
That game just got a remaster recently. That was a free update. It wasn't even like a second purchase.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. That was in the notifications. Like, apparently they have overhauled the shit out of that game.
And,
so even if you played Coromon already, we might all be in for some new experiences.
Yeah, I was going to say, and if you've never seen the art style of this game, you are going to get punched in the nostalgia feels if you played the, like, Game Boy Advanced era of Pokemon.
Which is my favorite era.
Cool.
My favorite
Yeah, it's the
era.
best ones. There's a reason that all of the ROM hacks come from that fucking era.
That is wildly true, actually.
Like, I would say at least 85%.
Everything's a fire red hack, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts. All right, then.
They're even. I saw.
Oh
a
god,
ROM
that
hack.
wheezing left just peaked everything. My bad.
I saw a ROM hack announced today that's basically taking Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and putting them in the Game Boy Advance engine.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
Because
cool.
the graphics are close enough that a lot of the ROM hacks will use DS assets for the Game Boy version. So it might be a pretty easy transition.
I don't remember which ROM hack it was that I played, but it had 700 and something of the Pokemon in it, to the point that they had to make sprites for a lot of the 3D rendered Pokemon.
I think there's sprite packs out there that the hackers use.
Oh yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Like
I think,
for RPG Maker, you can download the Pokemon Essentials and literally gives you everything you need to make a Pokemon game.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they manage it.
But yeah, so we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about Coromon. So let's run through this house cleaning and then we'll get out of here. Mick, plug your stuff, man.
Team Retrogue on YouTube. That's all I got.
Alrighty then. If you would do us a favor, please, and go leave us a review wherever you listen. iTunes, Spotify. If you're listening to this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and smash that like button. Or smash that subscribe button, excuse me. If you want to, fuck social media. You want to join the Discord? That's where all the really cool shit's at, man. bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. That'll get you an invite in. You can vote on polls, get you just access to us and our community that we've built, and it's a wonderful little community. We do have a new poll up, so I do want to mention that.
Oh.
Since
That's right, this was a poll game.
Yeah, since Star Sand Island won the last poll, the poll going right now is between Shadow Warrior, Classic Redux.
Oh.
Sir Whoopass, Immortal Death.
Oh god, that game.
Critter Cove, Railway Empire, and Scarlet Nexus.
There are at least 3 games on that list that I would really like to get to. And I'm not going to try to spoil the anything for people by saying which ones they are.
I will say this to the people who have voted for Scarlet Nexus. I love y'all, but that's another long RPG. And I think we've got some planned already. If it wins, we'll play it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm actually like hoping, I'm going to give mine away. I'm hoping either Critter Cove wins or Railway Empire. I think that both of those games would be a good time.
Well, I just voted, and I just broke the tie between Critter Cove and Scarlet Nexus.
I guess no one would be surprised that I want to play the build engine game.
Oh, Shadow Warrior? Yeah. Unfortunately, that has no votes at the moment. But
well, you know,
that's one.
Well,
that's just the marker for the
the bot giving the letters.
The first vote on all of them don't count. I would like to play Shadow Warrior at some point just for Lo Wang and all that. Like, I think it'd be a good time.
But I'm not gonna be picky because, like, when I picked a medieval, I almost picked Blood. So you know.
Yeah, we'll get around to them, man. We'll play all the boomer shooters eventually, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
The what?
Oh, excuse me, the boober shoomers.
There you go.
The boober shoomers.
That's right, the boober shoomers. So yeah, bit.ly/TSMP Discord, all capital letters. Check out the website, bit.ly/The Steam Machine Podcast, capitalized phonetically. But the real place you want to go check out is that Hit the Mic, is that Patreon.
Spicy.
And that is patreon.com/The Steam Machine Podcast. $1 or more a month gets you the episodes early, and you get the banter in the beginning. That is just for the patron section. And then if you donate $10 or more a month, it's cumulative. So you get all of that. Plus, your name read on each and every episode like these wonderful people. Nate Sir Cogsworth, the 7th of June-iper, Jeff, the original Expendable, Mr. Syllables, old Jeffy Lube, the man who erased his nickname, now the Wolverine, formerly known as Logan Joreid, a.k.a. LittleLoManiac, Ariesoradam, shout out to his podcast, Spectre Approved, Team Retrogue, check him out over on YouTube, Mr. Puzzles, Dane himself, Flyin Brian Doran Gray, and Fenris, the healer from the Owls of Bama. We thank you all very, very much. It is much appreciated.
Support means so much to us. The fact that you care enough to, want to show us this appreciation, it really does make it so much easier for us to make the show happen.
That is for sure, my good sir. Shout out to Dane and Jeff's Media Dump. You can catch me over there talking about movies and media with those boys. tsmpproductions.threadless.com. Go get you a shirt. NileTheNightmare.bandcamp.com. Check out my music. And is there anything else? Willie, you got anything you want to plug?
Go fuck yourself.
All right, then. We'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about Koromon. And until then, everybody, Raiden, turn off the game.
The game?
You lose! Ha ha ha! Take it easy!